What does it mean to awaken? And is it the same thing as healing? So this is a really interesting topic for me because I talk about awakening and healing in different contexts. But then I wonder, how do other people receive those words? How do they perceive them? So I want to talk about what they are to me. So for me, healing is a byproduct of your awakening. But you usually begin a healing journey before you truly trigger your awakening. Sometimes there's a jolt in you that it's often big events, life or death situations, something that kind of awakens a little bit of something inside of you that makes you ask more questions. For me, it was in my first pregnancy when I ended up with preeclampsia and got induced. And the whole experience, after the end of it, I was like, what just happened? I was so confused. I felt like I was just run through the ringer. I felt like I had no real choice in what just happened to me. I'm trying to connect with my child, and there's this really strong a connection I had with him. And that connection, it's almost a sense of protection for your child. And I see a lot of mothers begin an awakening in this way. That began to make me look deeper at the medical system, the entire societal structure we're in, how we're living, where there are inconsistencies in what we're told, how we work, how we make money, how we live, the history we're told. Awakening is truly uncovering the layers of deception that have been put on you throughout your life. That can be personally, familially, generationally, collectively. And what the awakening process does is it starts to let you see more clearly. It begins to create a clarity inside of you and connects you with the depths of who you are at a soul-based, a truly authentic level. And this isn't about showing up or being seen in a particular way, seeking attention of authenticity that we often see online. You're going to knock over my plants, Nala. Hold on. Okay. Now, I don't like the use of the word awakening in a lot of ways. It's like used in a spiritually promoting certain things, kind of the perception. I feel like it's perceived in the spiritual context in a way of kind of transcending the suffering and reaching a state of enlightenment that you no longer feel suffering or have struggles or issues. Now, I think there is a level of truth to that, in that once you reach a level of frequency that you are truly aligned with your soul and your purpose, things will align with you in a more easeful way. But it is not like that to get there. It is not about taking the easy path or what feels right or what is less uncomfortable. You need to walk through the bullshit, the difficulties, the uncomfortable, the pain, in order to get to the other side. There is no bypassing of what you keep avoiding. So that's one aspect of awakening as well, is understanding where you sit in the world, where you have potential to grow, where you have potential to expand more deeply in a purpose that is aligned with you, not just committing to the conditioned way of being of what you're taught that you need to be a good daughter, or to be a good wife, or to be a good citizen, or to be a good person. You're supposed to do this and this and this. Go to school, go to college, get a degree, get that 9-to-5 job and work till you retire. Then you can focus on yourself for 10 years and then you die because you wasted your life away serving somebody else's purpose. So that is all an aspect of awakening. Now, within that, we have the healing journey, which has to do with resolving those things that are imbalanced. I think that's probably the most basic way of putting it. So the physical disease manifestations are all pieces of what need to be healed. And it takes a deep level of commitment and self-devotion to achieve the resolution of those disease symptoms. It takes a complete shift in your lifestyle. It means eliminating all of the processed and foreign foods, animal products. All of that needs to go, because in the process of healing, you are then activating a deeper level of awakening at the same time. They're not really paralleled, they're very intersected. It's like and it's not even in a linear way, intersection. They continue to cross each other's path over and over in this labyrinth of your own self-realization. And throughout the healing process, you often get into really difficult depths of your own self-awareness, through the elimination of certain pieces of your wounds, whether them be physical, emotional, spiritual, mental. There are parts where you kind of come off of the awakening path because you have to sit so deeply in this focused space of healing and pause. It doesn't mean that you're no longer on an awakening journey. It means that there is this place of discomfort where you need to sit more deeply and longer. And I talk about this in particular because I, for the last couple of years, have been really sitting in that space for myself. And that's kind of where it becomes more clear now. There almost was this pause to my own awakening process and evolving in the world, because I had to sit in some areas of my own healing before I could not past it, we're not bypassing, to move through it into the next step of awakening, which is truly serving my own purpose and business and soul gifts for the world, for what I want to be and create for me and my family in this world, separating from this system of control dynamics that I no longer want to be in. So there's the choices to make to exit that, as such as living in town. I no longer want to be here anymore. I've been here because it had served a purpose, and now that purpose has completed itself, I believe. And now I feel a much stronger pull to find my place and create a home herb sanctuary. Caring for pets, that type of stuff as well. And now I need to make that happen. In the past few years was kind of in survival mode of figuring out what I needed to do, what I wanted to do, healing through certain pieces of myself after divorce, figuring out who I was, who I am, how to bring my gifts up to serve me in my life. And that is where I am at now, is at a very creative place of bringing these things to the surface. And making it happen in the present, not just speaking to it, not just dreaming of it, doing it, and receiving the gifts from it. And this is the next step of awakening. And as you keep moving through the stages, you kind of alternate into the awakening and the healing process. And it becomes just pieces of your own life, because it's kind of never ending. You will continue to pull up new steps and new stages and new areas of growth and deeper pieces of pain or suffering that now needs to come to the surface. It's been a lifetime of bringing you here to this state of consciousness you're at now. And it takes lots of time to kind of unravel and unwind these binds you've been in to begin releasing all that doesn't serve you. So, awakening is a part of your healing. Awakening is not bypassing anything. It is very much a part of the healing process. Experiencing things in their truest essence, to experience yourself in your rawest and most honest and in integrity with yourself. Truest form. And to be healed is the byproduct of the full awakening journey.